All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I am here with my guy, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the multi-time flag football champion, my guy, Daniel. Long time no see. How's it going, man?
Hey man, yeah, it's been a minute. Hey, shout out. I don't think we've been on since Christmas and New Year's. Happy New Year's,
You right.
everybody.
That also means
So,
we ain't been on since something else happened too.
yeah, I mean, a lot of everything happened.
We'll
But
we'll we'll get to your Longhorns guys down
yeah,
there.
I mean, I was good. I mean, regardless of what it is, we in the next round. You got to hook them.
Ah. I know you didn't feel like that when that shit was going on, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We
Hey,
have
that ain't
time.
that. We ain't on that.
No, not right
We
now.
ain't on that right now.
Right now, what we are on is the NFL playoffs are locked in, and we are here to break down the matchups. First, hold on. This just popped in my brain. I wish I would have seen this earlier or thought about this earlier. Let's see. Do I have some of the old? I'm trying to see if we had playoff picks.
Oh yeah. Did we do playoff picks?
I thought we did.
I
I have
feel
to
like
look
we
it
did
up.
it at the begin, like predictions at the beginning. That was a part of our uh
We
when we did
definitely
the
did.
whole rundown of like the computer system thing we did.
Well, here, let's go back. Not quite as far. Uh, we did real or
I feel like
phony. Do you remember that?
we do that a lot.
let's see. Let's see how well we did. So we had Steelers phony. Kind of started to come true after. This is from October 24th. So we had
Okay.
Steelers phony, Chargers phony. That kind of they're they're
Okay.
they're they're the Broncos. We had half real. I feel like that's perfect.
Yeah.
Chargers
Yeah.
are in the half real thing too. That's where I would put them
Right.
also. We
Oh.
had.
Uh.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I would say the Chargers one
Yeah,
is I don't know like. Cause you have, I guess half real would
half
be
real.
it. Just
Yeah,
like half real.
it's
Yeah, I
like
guess.
it's real. Like they made it to the playoffs and they were solid all
Ish.
year, but they're not a contender. Like they're not
Right.
Super Bowl
No.
contender now. We
No.
had Bengals real. We both agreed.
They had a real. They had a. I
They some
want
real
everybody to know that he said this
crybabies.
was in. He said this was in October.
Yeah.
Everybody. So we was basing it off offense, and they offense was real. So
Yep.
I mean, look at it.
And they still couldn't get it together. Even then, October, shit, 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago,
Yeah.
week 10, 11, somewhere around there is when we did this. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they still had some lumps they was taking. We had Vikings. We agreed on real
Who?
Vikings real. That panned out well for us.
Uh, yeah.
uh, Commanders. I think I said phony. You said half real.
I, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
because
were
you remember
probably
the
more
Commanders was
right.
my. You remember I had the Commanders going to the playoffs this year. Remember
Yeah,
I said they could possibly sneak in this
sneaky
year.
team. Yep, I
And,
remember that.
yeah, that was my sneaky team.
Yeah,
So
mine didn't make
I
it.
was on it.
Arizona fell apart, bro. I'm still hurt.
Yeah, they've been your sneaky team for 2 years now, Car.
Damn. Hey, they got it. It's there. It's just Call of Duty. Can we? If Call of Duty can just get canceled for 1 year, then the the Cardinals might
This man
actually
got
make the playoffs.
a whole commercial with them now. No.
Uh, I just need Call of Duty to not come out 1 year. They need to put in his contract he cannot play Call of Duty.
No
Like
way with Marvin Harrison Jr. You
he
do all
need
that.
they. You
You
know what?
can't.
Actually, you can play Call of Duty, but in your contract, all your money is void if you don't study the playbook as much as you play Call of Duty. So the hours got to equal up. Like,
They got to have some decompress. That may be his decompression time. It's
well,
Call of Duty. Like
something
they
that
got to
you
have
doing
it.
too much decompressing. You need to recompress. You need to, you need to compress a little bit. Shit. So we had Commanders phony. Bucks. We put to be determined for injuries.
We're
Which
determined. It took them to
Yeah,
the last week to win it,
yeah,
and
exactly.
he
So
was
yeah,
right.
so the injury can't tell till the injuries. Bears, we both said half real, so that was wrong. That I mean, I guess they went. What
We
they?
should have said half phony
Yeah,
or
boy.
just phony. They're just phony. I don't even know why you're trying to save ourselves. That they just
But wait, what they end up with record wise with 5 wins,
7 and
5 and 12.
was it 5?
Yeah, fuck. Never
They
mind.
had 7 with Jalen. With my boy.
Oof,
That's,
that's rough. That's
is it
coaching.
or is yeah, oh, so now it's coaching because when it was him, it wasn't, and now it's coaching because it's
No, when
Caleb.
it was him, it
Oh,
was
I see.
both.
It's the
At least now it's
organization.
one. It's not just both. But
No,
again,
it's not. It's right now it's both because Caleb could be playing. Like we about to stop this.
hold on. Let me look. Let's see because we also had that Caleb thing. Let's see. Did he finish? Well, I think it was 3,025 touchdowns is what he needed to finish with. And
No,
we
he did not have 25 touchdowns.
let me see. Let me see what he had. He was 20. He had 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 picks. So he did slightly below
So he's still the
average.
best quarterback in
They've
Bears history.
the best rookie quarterback they've ever had, hands down. Yeah, and that was the point. I was saying earlier in the year. It's like, hey, if he does this, this is not great. 3,000 yards and 20 plus touchdowns is not great. So you guys might still be bad. But he did it. He got close. He didn't get 25 touchdowns, but he hit the 3,500 yard mark. Let's see. Seahawks. We both agreed real. That was probably the worst. That was the worst one. Well, them and Bengals, but I guess the
But they were,
Seahawks was a little
but the
better.
Seahawks just. But it was after we did this is when they
Yeah,
just fell apart because
yeah.
that's when Kenneth Walker got hurt
We got to
and things
think
like that. Like
they started off the season bad,
I don't know.
then had a stretch in there where they got their record right and ended up being a playoff contender for all the way up to the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we was ahead of it, and then they fucked their whole season up. Falcons both agreed phony. So we was right on the money with that one. 49ers, we had another to be determined for injuries, and that's the opposite
And
of
we
the
won.
Buccaneers. Yeah.
Yeah, we won that one.
Just
So we
avoid.
ain't do too bad.
No.
Like
The last one was the Cowboys. We both said they was phony. They picking top 10 in the draft, and so I feel like we did pretty good halfway through the
man,
season.
we better than some of these real sports pundits, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because we're not hiding behind Fox or CBS to make us choose who the hell we got to
True.
say.
Here's another crazy one we did that day also. The comeback candidates were Jets, Jags, Dolphins, Dallas, Cardinals, Rams, Saints. Who do you think was the two of each conference that we picked? Because only one of those teams fucking made it.
Right. You said the comeback what?
Comeback candidates, teams that were doing poorly that we picked one from each conference that could come that we thought
I
could
can't
come back
remember.
or had a chance to come back and make the
We
playoffs
if we
still.
we had to say who was it
Here, I'll
the
give you one
choices?
at a time. AFC is Jets, Jags, Dolphins.
We said we had to say the Dolphins.
Yep, we said Dolphins, and they came the
Okay,
closest. So
they still lost on
luckily,
all three, but
yeah, yeah. The NFC was Dallas, was Cowboys, Cardinals, Rams, Saints.
I mean now hopefully if I was smart back then we would have said the Rams.
No, we still had. I was still selling you on the Cardinals too well, apparently. But again, they fell apart when Call of Duty came out, which is a month after this. So they still had a decent record at the time. Well, not decent, bad enough they were
Well, I
on
think that's
here.
back when Kyler Murray was on fire for like 4 weeks straight too.
Yep, yep. And then Call of Duty came out, and he said, you know what? I don't like playing football that much, actually. Sorry, guys.
Football is the side.
Yeah, gaming is my main. That's sad. But let's get into the playoff picture here. Let me pull up the bracket again. Which side you want to start on? AFC or NFC?
I guess we go NFC because we'll probably talk more about AFC.
All right, hold on. Let me. Nope, it just ain't working. All right.
NFC, some good games.
Let me see. So we have in the NFC. Let's start at the bottom.
Makes sense.
The 6-3 matchup. We have Washington Commanders, the Washington football team, the Washington whatever the fuck they gonna be named next, the Wolverines, the Red Wolves, whatever the fuck, the Washington team.
Back to the Redskins.
Yeah, versus Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know how to feel about this game.
I actually am excited to watch this game.
This could, yeah. I feel like matchup. This is like two teams I don't feel good about anywhere past this game. Does that make sense? Like, whoever wins this game is not going to fare well in the next round, no matter who they play.
I wouldn't say that too much about the Commanders.
No, you think
More
so?
say the Bucks. I think the Commanders, if they matched up against, because who they the six seed,
Yeah. So if
yeah, because
everything
they
goes
yeah,
chalk besides that,
so
then
they could go to
they have to go to Philly. No, they have to go to Detroit.
right. No, because Detroit's that depends
They'd
on
be the lowest
that
seed.
depends if the 7 seed win whoever the 7 seed is.
Yeah.
Who's the 7 seed though?
Packers
Green
Eagles.
Bay.
Yep.
It, that's if the Packers win. Bounce.
So you feel good about
But
Washington going to the Commanders, or I mean to the Lions? I don't
no,
know. That's a
I
weird
don't. I take
matchup.
that back. I,
I have a hard
yeah,
time
I don't like the
believing.
Commanders against. But I say the Commanders would do better against Detroit and then the Bucks, even though the Bucks did beat them earlier this year.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing I was going. Like
The
I
Bucks
just,
is just they offense is crazy, so it's just like
it's all to me. It's all on Jaden Daniels, and I don't necessarily trust a rookie quarterback in the playoffs. It just has never went well so far. So like
right.
he's
But
in
it
the
got to
same boat
go.
as CJ Stroud right now. Like you had a crazy, amazing season, and you probably go into the playoffs and lose a shootout. That's what I see.
You win your first game because CJ Stroud won his first game last year
That's a good point. And then got
and then
destroyed.
lost. Yeah, against the
But
was it the Bills?
is it no Ravens? So it's but it's the
Right.
Browns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think this Buccaneers team is better than that Browns team last year. It's just
Yeah,
opposite
but
sides of the
we
ball.
don't. All we have to do is compare this Bucks team to the same Bucks team from last year that won week they first game and then had a good second. Almost beat
They
Detroit
almost beat
round
Detroit.
two.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. Like, yeah, that was a
Was it
like,
Detroit?
yeah, it was Detroit. Yep.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah, they almost beat them. That game was wild. That's when and Baker threw the pick to end the game.
yeah.
They had the ball driving with like maybe 3 minutes left.
A minute. I thought, yeah, it was something.
Maybe it
He
was
had
two.
time.
Yeah, it was a 2 minute drill basically, and he chucked the ball away straight. He threw it straight into somebody's hands if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
But yeah, like the Buccaneers. How bad is the Buccaneers defense? Is it really that bad?
Yeah, but Commanders defense ain't
Isn't
did
great
too
either.
well lately
And
either.
that's why I think
So
shootout where Jaden Daniels just can't quite get it done is what I would shoot because the Buccaneers have so many more weapons than the Commanders. You know what I mean? Like all Baker has to do is just not fuck it up. Can you just not fuck it up? And I think he
yeah,
has more of a chance to do that than
when
Jaden.
your quarterback is a weapon, also is a different type of advantage too.
True, but
Because this is a different type.
mentally, I'm just the odds of Jaden Daniels making a like critical mistake. I feel like is just a little bit higher.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
No, I mean,
I mean, we talking about two quarterbacks that will literally try to put their forehead into a 300-pound grown man.
Right.
So who's gonna do it first is probably who's gonna turn into Jameis Williams.
Who has a
Winston.
longer track record of doing it would be the question.
Oh
And
yeah,
is Baker.
Baker.
Is
Baker for
Baker
sure.
going to I get what you're saying, but Baker is just like Jaden Daniels didn't really show in games this year that he did that.
But
So
the
unless the
problem
playoffs
is,
is really just that for him,
I was gonna say you would have said that about Lamar going into his first couple of playoff games. You'd
right?
be like, oh, he stepped up. The
Correct.
second year, you'd be like, oh, he got over that. Look at how he's passing the ball this year, and then he went to the playoffs and stunk it up. But the Buccaneers don't necessarily have the weapons, have the people, the personnel on defense to contain
Stop
Jaden
him.
Daniels. Yeah, if he decides to like
Right.
break the game open, it's not
Run.
like they're gonna be able to do much. Yeah,
I mean, it really just comes back down to quarterback play with that game. But if I had, I mean, I guess we are choosing right now because it ain't like we got a show tomorrow.
yep, we here.
So, I mean, I'm going with my sneaky team, man. I'm sticking with the Commanders.
Yeah. Does it dissuade you at all that the Buccaneers actually rank top 10 in rush defense in every
No,
category in rushing defense? Okay.
no, because
Every game's a shootout, basically. That's what I was. They're third. They're
yeah,
also
exactly,
bottom
right.
3 in every passing defense
Yeah,
statistic.
yeah, because you don't go. Yeah, nobody's running against the Bucks. It's just like
Yeah,
we
that's
know
the
what we're about
thing.
to get into.
That's crazy. 19th in touchdowns, so they bend don't break a little bit. That's how they win in the games. But
Yeah.
I think Baker just does, like, I don't expect him. I think they have a shootout, and I think he just in the end he doesn't fuck it up. If that makes, you know what I mean? Like, because usually that's how Baker playoff games have
So
ended so far.
you basically saying whoever got ball last win,
I think so, or loses. I guess
or
is the way you can look at
this
it.
or in this case, whoever got ball, the last person to score.
Is gonna win, yeah.
in
And then whoever,
well, obviously
well,
that's
yeah.
any case, but I get what you're saying.
I think that's
Not
what it's up to. Because look at this. So Baker, this
if
is
it comes down to a 2 minute warning, basically that team lost.
yeah.
If you got to score to win the game within 2 minutes, you probably won't win.
Yep, unless one of them
So,
just goes crazy. Which that's the funny part is Jaden Daniels is more likely to have that game-winning drive, and also I think he's most likely to throw a
well,
pick in that 2-minute drive to win the game.
no, I think he's less likely to throw a pick because playoff game on the line, he's gonna go back. And a rookie, he's gonna go back to what he knows. And then LSU, when the game was on the line, what did he do? He was running.
Run, yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. Baker, I feel like he has to throw it with the game on the line because that's
Well,
Baker.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that
it
won't
like
stop him from running. Though he will, he'll
no,
take off and go
it won't stop him
nowhere.
from running, but but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be that's gonna be a good game. But I got the Redskins. It's gonna be close. I feel like
All right,
3 point game, one of those 3 point game types. But
and I'll
I say
take the
Redskins,
Buccaneers.
Commanders.
I feel like it's close, but I take the Buccaneers in that. Does it? Here's another one. The Buccaneers are the only team in the league to be over 50% on third down. They're 51 or 50.9.
Okay,
That's one of those stats. That's one of those
that was
weird
funny.
stats where it's like, yeah, they're leading the league in third down conversions, which makes sense. You got Mike Evans,
That means
just
you. Well, yeah,
hit
but
Mike Evans in the chest.
that also means you go to third down a lot.
I mean, well, no, not necessarily. It's just percentage wise. So you can
Well,
only
yeah,
go 4 times the whole year, and you still at 50%. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I don't. It doesn't. I'm not. That's gonna take me too long to fucking look to look at
damn,
it.
right out the gate.
See, my stream ain't working. Fuck, this some bullshit.
Man, I hate that they don't got number. I forgot is that who's 10? Is that Allen or is that Singleton?
Let me see. All right, so you got Tampa. All right, you got Washington. I have Tampa. Who's next? Let's go 4-5. So the next matchup is Rams Vikings. So what's your
Mm.
feelings? How do you feel about the Vikings? I guess let's start there.
Uh, I think I. hmm, It's an iffy one. It's the playoffs in your mind, right? And then you start thinking about like how's that playoff? But they're at home, so that's not an issue.
Yeah.
But the way Detroit put, I don't know, man. If they let what's your name? Damn, that's opportunity. They let Puka get off, then it's a whole different story.
Is the NFC just the no defensive
Uh,
conference? I'm just realizing the Buccaneers,
Cause
Washington,
that's what cause I keep
Rams,
thinking like cause it's
Detroit
supposed to be if you just look at record, it's supposed to be just like Vikings win.
should be. Yeah, if you look at it that way, yeah.
But if you actually watch both teams play, it's just like the Rams high is high,
Yes.
but the Vikings high I don't think touches the Rams high
You know,
in my
I
opinion.
get what you're saying, but then the Rams low, the
But the
Vikings
low
low don't
right,
touch the low, so it's like it evens out. They're like they have the Vikings are this solid
right.
piece, yeah, and then the Rams could swing wildly one way or the other. I think it really comes down to defense. I feel like for all these NFC matchups, that's what it's going to be: is whose defense can actually get a stop on these high-powered offenses.
And also quarterback play too, because if you look at the quarterback
True,
matchup, you got Baker versus Jalen,
which is not the greatest.
and and then you got Matt Stafford, old Stafford versus Sam Darnold, and this is his
Which,
first playoff appearance, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, in his career.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
because
he
he
played
played
for
with
the
the Jets and
Panthers.
then the
Yeah.
Panthers. Like, yeah,
Okay, that doesn't count. It says San Francisco last year. That does not count.
yeah, no,
Get
that
the fuck
doesn't. And
out of
we're
here.
talking about as a player.
No, hell no.
As a player, guys.
So no.
No, yeah. So this is his first playoff start.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So that's and then you got.
Yeah.
So to be honest, in the whole
Jalen Hurts
NFC,
and Jordan Love.
the
Yeah.
most experienced quarterbacks are Hurts, Stafford, Goff.
Yep. That's
That's
yeah.
you see how crazy that sounds for the NFC.
And then think about it. Think about Rams defense, Lions defense, Buccaneers defense, Commanders defense. Like more than half. There's only 3 teams that have like at least a average defense. Like Packers is average, Vikings is above
Right.
average. Like I guess that's only 2. Fuck. Oh, Philly. Philly's half and half. Philly's average, like
Oh,
good run defense,
yeah.
bad pass defense, which is getting better though as the year went on. But still, it's like the battle of the
Yeah.
bad defenses
And
also. So it's a weird. The NFC is a weird league, man. It's a weird setup. Like,
it's basically one of those setups as in like kind of like the NBA when everybody knew Denver was going to go. Like if Denver don't go, it's a letdown.
yeah, yeah.
Like or back when LeBron was on the Cavs,
The East is
it's
locked
that
up.
for Detroit. If Detroit does not make it to the Super Bowl this year, it's the ultimate fail.
But the sad
Like
part is, I see a version where one of these high-powered offenses gets in there and they just have a rough night, and all of a sudden they golf those a
yeah,
pick
it's called
and bam.
well yeah. Well, yeah, you remember the last team he made it to the Super Bowl and that was a high powered offense. He went to the Super Bowl and scored 13 points.
Yep, and I can see that
So
very
no, not
easily.
13, 3. My fault.
Yeah,
3 points.
and you look across the board at the
That was the worst
AFC.
Super Bowl. Just sorry. But random thought that was a horrible Super Bowl.
It was sad.
But
Super Bowl was really the AFC Championship. We know that. We everybody knows that.
yeah,
D
yeah, that
Ford,
year.
God damn
But
D Ford. But okay, so who you got? Who
goddamn
you got? Vikings or Rams in this matchup? I'll go first. I think as long I think I think the Rams defense has to be too good, better than basically they've been most of the year to be able to actually beat the Vikings if the Vikings have a decent to good game. If they come shit the bed, that's a whole different
Right.
story. You know what I mean? But if the Vikings offense comes in and has an
Yeah.
average Vikings game, I don't think the Rams defense can get to a high level enough to where they can like stop it enough for the other side of the ball to do anything.
Right.
Because now they can
No,
just hand it
I
off,
mean,
hand it off, hand it off, and kill the whole game. And there's nothing the Rams can't do
all
nothing about
said and
that.
done, I'm going Vikings. All said and done, but I just really think I at a that's just the Rams. You never know what the Rams you're gonna get though.
Yep,
Like that's the even if they won that division, they look shaky, injuries, but Kyron Williams can always get off.
true.
Coop, you never know when Puka want to just start having a field day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just yeah, like you said, the defense. Like it's not the same. It's not the But if they let their Verse get active, then you never know. He could probably have 2.5 sacks in his
True.
motherfucking game. That
And
dude is a
see,
dog.
that's my problem with that is that if the Vikings can just get a couple stops and score, all of a sudden there's ain't no verse getting off because we finna hand it off 2 times and then play
Right.
action and just
RPO hits out the whole way.
yeah, just
There you
all
go.
day, and then you take him totally out the game, and then all of a sudden we just all right, we just in
Yeah,
our
I'm
normal
going.
game plan.
Yes, all this thinking I'm doing about how good the Rams could be. I'm going Vikings probably by 10 anyway.
Okay, so we both got Vikings on this one. So okay, so let's see, and now we just Green Bay and Philadelphia. Now this one, so what? I don't feel I hate having to talk about this game because we don't know what Jalen Hurts is right now. Who is Jalen Hurts going to come back and be normal Jalen
Right.
Hurts? Are they going to be so conservative and basically just try to remove him from affecting the game because he hasn't played in a month? Like I don't care. Like Jordan Love can have a bad thumb. Like I still think bad thumb or not, he can go out there and spin the ball. So I'm not worried about that side. But like
Oh, that or not play well at all. Like it's that's also not even a big if. That's a actual regular size if on his Jordan Love if he plays well because
yeah,
it's
I mean that's
what
always
are we gonna get with him?
yeah. That's you never know. That's the problem. You never know what
That
you get with him.
Jordan Love he gets he gonna be the first one 2 safeties in a game, man. That man
Do something
just
crazy, yeah. But I don't think that matters. That him whether or not he's like superhero or goofball, it's not gonna matter if Jalen Hurts' brain is made of pudding right now. You know what I mean?
right.
Like if he is rusty and still a little
Yeah,
dinged up, it's not gonna matter at all because you can only run Saquon but so much without a real deep threat. Like,
right.
like if we're not afraid that Jalen
But
Hurts is ready for
it
that, then it's not
but
gonna mean anything.
all said and done, Kenny Pickett is not good,
No,
but
I mean they're
he was
saying
throwing
Hurts is
some
gonna
good
play.
passes. Yeah, I know that, but actually watching Kenny Pickett play that game, Hurst got hurt, and then
He wasn't
playing that
bad.
other game before he got hurt, he was the one thing I can say, those comeback routes, he was putting on the money. To
Yeah,
AJ Brown, like
yeah.
I was like, when did he get an arm like this? I was just like, what the hell? Kenny Pickett started throwing balls like this. The hell you get an arm from?
Now
But that was his
that
best
low
throws,
light
like
though, you seen that
comebacks.
though, right? Where he didn't throw the
Oh yeah,
ball.
yeah.
That was the funniest shit I think
Well,
I
he's
ever
still a
seen in my
backup
life.
quarterback.
How the glove is crazy. The glove can't be that sticky, bro. Like, ain't no way that man threw the ball and it just didn't go nowhere. That shit like a video game when the shit glitch. You get
My
hit
man.
and motherfucker just stayed in his
Yeah,
hand. That
he's
was
still a backup,
crazy.
but I'm just, I'm just giving him credit for it. Dude. He was throwing some nice balls, and you know, in the pocket, coming. It looked like he commanded the offense well for his backup. Yeah, he made some backup mistakes, but I think they could be serviceable and beat the Packers with Kenny Pickett. I just don't think they can win the next week if Jalen Hurts is not 100. After that,
I
I
don't
think
think
the
so.
Commanders. Well, they won't play the Commanders soon. I think they can beat the Packers with Kenny Pickett. Yes.
I don't think so. I think
Mm.
I think the problem becomes Christian Watson is out. We know that now. And I think with Christian Watson out, you cut down on some of the goofball shit from Jordan Love a lot because now he's not gonna try to take that
He
deep
don't have
shot.
his deep ball threat.
No, so you take away like his little pacifier basically of like my guy is down there, he's big, he's fast. Let me just throw it as far as I can. You kind of remove that when you just have the other guys, and so
Yeah,
I
but
think
now you got him holding the ball longer because now he got to read the defense more.
or you have him just handing the motherfucker off, and you only throwing on third down and second down when we do play action, or I guess first down when we do play action every once in a while. But it's like I think that game script, if they can get the run going, and Jalen Hurts is rusty, because all it takes, I feel like when you have a running back like Josh Jacobs and an offensive line like Green Bay has, all it takes is one half a quarter. All of a sudden it's 14 zip, and you just can't do anything. You know what I mean? And then we looking at Jalen Hurts like, wow, Jalen Hurts just he was whiffing passes all season, and he didn't have a concussion and played every week and practiced every week. He just came back to practice today, I think, or yesterday. So it's like I just have a hard time seeing Jalen Hurts being good enough to do what he's going to have to do to beat even a Green Bay team, let alone going into the next round and playing the Commanders or the Vikings or the Buccaneers. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Buccaneers, but whoever comes out of the 4 or 5 or Washington. Like, I just have a rough time seeing that. If he's not right. If he's right, then yeah. Now we're talking about there's no reason for them to lose until they get to the NFC Championship. But I don't know. He's already kind of stiff this year as it is. So now you're
I'm
talking
going.
about,
I don't trust. I don't trust Love your boy Love right now. I'm going Eagles, man.
see, I'm 50-50 on this. That's my problem. Is like
I don't have. I ain't. Your boy don't let me down. I tried to believe in him.
and see
I couldn't. I can't. Not right now. Maybe I'll come back around next year again.
I'll take the Packers because I just have a hard time believing that Jalen Hurts is going to be right after 2 days of practice. So I'll take the Packers. I think they run the ball a lot, and Jordan Love is
What
just
does he need
chilling.
to? What does he need to practice though? It's like week 19.
Timing, just knowing, just
Timing of what?
I think
With the same
timing.
people he been playing with all week. I mean, all year.
Yeah, like bro, a month is a long time to jump into the playoffs. It's not week 18 or nothing. It's the playoffs. So that's my thing. Is like, but the Packers. See, that's where I'm torn at. The Packers defense is not great though. So can you just?
Yeah, I was like, what are we?
But I see a version
AJ
of this.
Brown, run a fade.
But I see,
But hand me no time.
but
You're
the problem to me is he misses those already. When he practices every week, every day, and is in the room, is
know
there
who else
every day.
misses everything? Jordan Love.
Nah,
He misses
come
play
on
call.
now.
He misses timing. He misses.
All right.
I don't know what.
Just because of that.
He misses.
I'm taking the Packers for sure. Because there's a very clear version of this game where the Packers dominate the game, honestly.
I think this. No. I don't see that defense holding the lead at all. I don't see that.
Did you watch the Eagles this year? It ain't like they was amazing.
Yeah, I also watched the Packers. And
True.
Jordan Love. Yeah,
True.
so.
Because who did they lose? Let me see. So they are okay. They lost to Commanders, Tampa, Atlanta, and they played close week 1. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a close game week 1. I'm trying to see who all did they beat?
Who?
The Eagles. So they beat Packers. They beat Commanders.
Look,
They beat Baltimore. Rams wasn't a great one.
So
you went 14-3, but you got 4 good wins.
Who they won and lost. You about to use a magical equation on who they want to be just to prove the Packers can. It's not gonna help.
No, no, no. I
The
just
Packers are
think
not good.
I think with the Eagles, there's a little bit of the what people did with the Bengals. Okay, your record says you're 8-9 or 8-8 or whatever they were going into the last game. But who did you
Right.
beat? Every loss that you had was to a playoff team, and every win that you had was against top 10 draft teams. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the Packers are probably in the same boat, right?
I don't know. I
'Cause I
mean,
know for damn sure they ain't. Who do they beat?
but the
Because I
Pack.
know for sure they got swept by the Lions.
Hmm.
They got swept by the Vikings probably.
Yep.
They beat the Bears twice. Congratulations.
No, they lost to the Bears once. Actually, well, I mean that was the
Oh,
last
okay.
week. That was the last
I don't
game
count
last
that.
week. That I don't count that
I,
either. So you beat them.
I don't count
You
that.
basically you
Even
would
though
have beat them
Jordan
twice,
Love, they
and they only lost by
but
2 to the backups. So that you would have had another win. But that's another thing.
yeah, Jordan Love came in, looked horrible, and they pulled him before people was more down on him.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Oh, sprained elbow," or whatever the hell they said about
So
him.
they
But
lost to
uh,
the Vikings twice, the Lions
uh,
twice, and
okay.
Philly, and then the Bears,
Mm.
and they beat everybody else. But again, they didn't have a great.
Okay,
They didn't
so they
play
lost to
great teams. That's
basically
the other part.
everybody. So they lost to everybody they have to play in this playoffs. Got it.
Yeah.
No, they're going.
But wait, but no,
Like,
so did the
what are we
Eagles.
doing?
The Eagles' losses
Yeah.
are to
No, the Eagles
the
didn't. The Eagles beat the team they about to play.
no, but you said the teams they have to play in the playoffs. The Eagles lost to the
Right.
Buccaneers. They lost to who
Yeah,
was
but the
the
Packers lost
Vikings.
to every team they played in the regular
But
season. They
they
have to
just
play the
lost to
playoffs.
their division. It's not their fault. Their division is the best division in the league. Like damn.
You're right, it's not, but it happened. Sorry that I can't change the cards in your favor, but that's just
Sorry,
the
I can't
facts. Like I'm
make
just
the
going.
Packers play the Cowboys and the Giants out of 4 of their 18 games,
I
17
didn't tell
games.
them to get swept by two teams in their division. They just decided to. That's just what
But
happened.
here, hold on. We made our picks, and then I just want to give you here's the wins, right? Packers, we know that, but then it's Saints, Browns, Giants, Bengals, Jags, Dallas twice. Then they have Rams. They split with the Commanders. They beat the Rams. They beat the Ravens. Then Carolina, Pittsburgh, and they beat New York twice. It's not you got again. You got 3-4 good wins. It's not like they went on a tear this year. They didn't play well. But my whole thing is just Jalen Hurts didn't play for a month. He just came off a concussion. And
I get that, but
I just can't.
I just don't think the Packers are good enough to. I don't care who comes off of anything.
All right,
I don't know.
we'll see. And wait, hold on, wait.
Shout out to all my Packers fans out there. No need to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to keep it real. I watched y'all play, and I watched the Eagles play. I just feel like Eagles is the better shitty team. Like it's just okay.
Okay,
Like
if we're, because I feel like because that's the thing is like I don't know. The NFC is just so fucking weird, bro. You don't have to be a good team to make the playoffs in the NFC. That's the weird part.
yeah, I just
Like,
feel like I feel like the Commanders should have won that division.
let me see something real quick because I need to know who statistically just had a better season between Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love. 'Cause I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan Love. Nope, fuck.
No, Jalen
Oh, that's
Hurts
their whole
literally
career.
had
Hold
like
on,
30 touchdowns.
that's their whole career. I was about to say, what the fuck? That shit said 18,000. I was like, hold on, how did Jalen Hurts have 18,000 yards? What the
My
fuck is
man
this?
playing
They got the
Madden.
stat.
Oh, 15
Boy,
quarters.
they had a glitch,
15-minute quarters every game.
man. But yeah, that's okay. Yeah, 25, 3,400 yards, 25 passing or 25 TDs, 11 interceptions to 18-5 with not even 3,000. They played the same amount of games. Does that count for anything?
Mm-hmm.
Rushing yards not even close. But the tush, I don't count the
Right.
touchdowns because a lot of that shit is the tush push shit. But yards wise, he smoked him. It's weird. Jordan Love doesn't run as much as He basically doesn't run at all. That's odd.
Nah.
But all right,
Yeah, he done.
you got Eagles. I got Packers. You got Commanders. Damn. I got Buccaneers. We both have Vikings. So that's our NFC picks for the first round.
Yeah.
So that would mean we would most likely see a Vikings Lions matchup. Like chalk makes it Vikings Lions, and then Eagles Bucks if you go straight chalk. Yeah, that's good. That'll be weird. I don't know if I want to see the Lions Lions Vikings play again.
I don't want to see that.
I don't.
That's why I'm glad Georgia lost, because I didn't want to see Texas and Georgia play again.
Yeah, and that was just an ugly game. On top of that, like,
yeah, I mean, Archie
gross.
Definitely would have started that game if we had to play them the next third time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. AFC side. Or you want to start at the top or
we
the
can
bottom?
Go quick with the Chargers Texans.
Texans, the stinky bowl, the shit bowl.
That's probably the worst. This game. Watch it be the best.
No,
game
I was just
ever.
gonna say those are always the best games. That's always the best game. Is the two worst teams like that are like facing off because they're so close talent wise. Like that's how we got tricked with the Texans shit. Texans Browns. Where it was just like, hold on, this was a great game. CJ did this, and then they ended up killing him in the end. This is how that feels. Like, I'll
I mean it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you good.
I'm about to say, I'm gonna tell you straight out. I got the Chargers, like easy too.
Yeah.
Like not even close.
Yeah, I don't think the Texans are good.
It's been fucking 12 weeks straight where the Texans just don't look good.
Look like a team.
It's the same thing. The offensive line is terrible.
And then after Tank Dell got hurt and everybody, it's just over. Like
it's over with.
What? I mean, I get it that your homie and injuries happen. It was a gruesome injury and things like that. But crying like that, like you just, boy. Yeah. I mean, you got a game to play. You got a playoff game coming up. Y'all won y'all division. You got to snap out of it. Like,
but it was before that. They was in a slump before. Because how many times are you gonna take a 5 or 7 step drop back and then run to the right and just look for
Nico Collins off a long dig route from the other side of the field.
Time. Y'all don't have no play calls where we can just throw a screen.
And then he still throws it late to where Nico got to do a toe tap.
Yeah, like y'all can't throw a screen, some shallow crosses, something. Hey, let me just shotgun snap, turn and let loose with nothing. We don't have nothing in the playbook.
This has been one of the biggest like free agency win it all and just like nothing show for it move. This free agency they was making moves. They went and got everybody, and then it's just like it's like they went and got a lot of players, but not a lot of people that can fit their system.
Yep, and you just play
it's just
much
like,
worse.
Big name, we got him. Big name, we got him. I mean, yeah, granted, Diggs got hurt. Stefan, so you can't do much about the receiving core because they all just got hurt. But like, they went heavy on defense, and none of those defenders is like
doing it much. Yeah,
what's going on? Like, or Daniil Hunter's probably their best player on defense, right?
Maybe, yeah, probably. Well, no,
Stingley.
No, well, Stingley's up there. Yeah. The linebacker, Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Will Anderson's probably the best defensive player. But it don't matter how good you are on defense if the offense can't stay on the field. So that's another thing.
Right.
Like third downs,
everybody get tired.
It was the same thing. It was literally the exact same problems they had last year are the exact same problems they have this year, except all those free agents they went and got, they didn't do nothing with the offensive line. I'm pretty sure somebody got hurt, but you didn't do enough with the offensive line. I can't believe what the fuck type of shit was that? But you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing with the O-line, and now you just got C.J. Stroud, who's just like Jordan Love, where it's like the idea of a black quarterback to people does not exist here. This man does not run. He can escape, but he can't run. Those are two different things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Aaron Rodgers could escape,
No.
but he
Oh
can't
yeah.
run. Back when he in his prime, like there's plenty of guys that can escape the pocket. Fuck, Eli Manning could escape the pocket well, but he couldn't run.
Right.
So that's one of
They
those
were, yeah,
things.
right.
Like,
They could maneuver within
yeah,
their boundaries to
even get
still throw down
outside,
the field.
even get outside just to
Right.
throw a pick. In Eli Manning's case,
Man. Well, a lot of those quarterbacks back then, they had no choice to. They was getting. It was
killed.
way
Yeah,
different back then.
that's true. But just like now, like I don't see I just feel like the Chargers get a lead and they just squeeze the life out of the Texans, and there's just nothing they can do. Just
Yeah,
Bosa
but
and
what's
Mac just
crazy is
tee off on CJ.
yeah, but then thinking about what the Chargers do, what do they do best? They don't run the ball well.
No,
I guess they're getting J.K. Dobbins back, but he's good for maybe 60 yards on the ground. And Justin Herbert only throws the ball like 25 times.
I guess the thing that they do the best on offense is just somehow
Throw
get
to
a
Lad
first
McConkey.
down. Like,
Yeah, they throw to Lad McConkey. That's what they do.
or just Herbert runs for 4 yards and gets a first down just out of, you're like, oh shit, okay. 3rd and 4, and he just, oh, you're going to run it this time. Oh, wow.
Right.
Like they just do whatever, just enough to get a first down. That's what I feel like they're best at on offense. It's like, can you do just enough? Like we're probably not going to score. we'll just
Right.
just enough to get in the red zone and kick a field goal.
This strikes me as going into halftime. Like it right now, just thinking about how boring the game is. It seems like it's like a 10-3 going into halftime type of game.
yeah, for sure.
But something in me is saying it's gonna be like 20-17 halftime. It's just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, so Herbert got 200 at half. Stroud 18 for 18.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, how is this happening? It's like, well, they just get in the red zone and then they both teams fall apart. This is one of those. Like, we're gonna watch them move up and down the field and then get into the red zone and kick a field goal, and we're just gonna see that.
Or both coaches just keep going for it, and
Yeah.
it's 0-0,
And we just
like,
keep.
What
like,
are we doing?
Why is this happening? What the fuck are we looking at?
Oh shit! Yeah, I got the Chargers.
Okay, so we both got the Chargers.
I don't want to disrespect my Houston people down there. I know my daddy probably all my people down there mad that I'm picking the Chargers, especially that I'm a Chiefs fan. Why would you pick the Chargers?
Hey,
But
like I've been saying to Bengals people, win your games. And then you don't have to hear stuff like this. If you just win your games, you don't have to hear people talk about your team bad. If you just play well.
Bengals. Oh, I thought talking about the Bengals once they was eliminated. I don't talk. This is playoff talk.
Ah. Well, I just wanted to throw it out there because people are, people were still talking about it today. Like, and that shit was
they
upset.
gonna talk about it next year, going into the next season. They're gonna talk about how we did X, Y, and Z. So it's never gonna be not talked about.
Hey, that's gonna be my new thing going into next season and everything. Hey, win your games. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can make the playoffs because another team loses or what your seeding
Or
in the playoffs
just beat
is.
the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Well, yeah, win your games. That's all you got to do. Play well. For the
Beat the
Texans,
Patriots.
yeah. For the Texans, just hey, play well, and then people will believe in your team. But right now, I don't even think Texans fans they probably feel the same way. Like, fuck, we about to go in here and lose to the Chargers.
Yeah, and they at home too.
Because I just think Justin Herbert is gonna do whatever the fuck he has to do to win this game. I think he's in one of those seasons like
especially
you have
after
to do
last
something.
year.
Yeah, oh yeah, you have
Or
to.
not? Was that last year or the year before where he gave up that 27-point lead?
I think that was 2 years ago because I don't think the
2
Jags.
years ago.
The Jags
He
didn't
didn't
make
go
the
last
playoffs
year.
last. Yeah, I don't think. Oh well,
The Chargers didn't make it last year either.
no, yeah.
So that was 2 years. His last postseason appearance, they was up 27-0 and he lost.
Yep. There's no way he lets that happen this time. He'll run for 150 yards before he lets that happen. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. So we're both in like Texans would be like a massive upset right now if they win.
Yeah, I would believe so.
So let's go to another what I believe would be a massive upset if one of these teams wins. The Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. The 7 and the 2 seed play in Buffalo. Josh Allen versus Bo Nix. I think that you should already know who I picked just for me saying that sentence. You want me to believe Bo Nix is going to go into Buffalo in January and beat Josh Allen in a playoff game. All right, if the only way I can see that happening is if you tell me that Zach Allen, the defensive lineman from the Broncos
or
Benito turn in to 80s Lawrence Taylor and just have 5 sacks and just we look up and go, they made Josh Allen look like he sucked or he was scared. The one thing Josh Allen never looks like is like he's scared.
He's scared.
Never.
Yeah, no.
So if you do that, and I don't see that happening, so if you can do that, then that's the only path I see. And then they can just run the ball. But other than that, you're telling me Bo Nix in any other circumstance is going to go into Buffalo. I don't care how bad the Buffalo defense is. There's no fucking way. Like, I don't even know. The Broncos are lucky they got into the playoffs. Let's be honest. Like, you guys are really lucky. You're so lucky that the Bengals just didn't care about about games in fucking September. Or Joe Burrow only had a left hand, basically.
It's very clear that Buffalo is the sure favorite in this game. So
yeah. We've already picked upsets, man. This is not one of those.
Yeah.
Where another upset.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not doing no hype for the. I already said the Chargers are gonna win. I'm not hyping up another AFC West team, so I'm over it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bo Nix overachieved this year. Is he overachieved or is he already peaked because he's 27? Which one is it? Like,
that's a good point.
So this might just be Bo Nix, and then he might be another Herbert, where this is just how he plays every year.
Yep, that's possible.
So, and I just don't think the way he plays is ever going to be in that caliber of a Super Bowl contending team. I don't think, like Herbert, I don't think he ever. He has to be a quarterback on a team where his team is also good, to where you'd be like, he's a good enough quarterback with that team.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can be that point on why he's the reason your team's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I can see that.
So, like,
the man had 60 yards in a full NFL game. What are we saying? He threw 20 passes and had 60 yards, bro. Like, what are we doing? It's bad.
It's just.
I mean, he's been
it's just
better.
Different.
He's a game manager. To me, it's like what I think of Alex Smith is what you think. I like, you know what I mean? When I say what I think of Alex Smith, I think you hear he's like what Bo Nix is, but that's not what you know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. It's like Alex Smith is like the best version, and then Bo Nix is like this lower tier, bottom version of like, hey, I can't really make a lot of throws. I got 1 or 2 in me a game, but other than that, I'm going to throw behind the sticks 20 times a game. I'm just going to oh my God, what type of pick was that? I'm going to throw behind the line of scrimmage probably 20 of my 30 passes this game, and we're just going to hope that we can get positive yardage out of this and just the defense gets stopped.
Except against the Bengals where he had like 5 good throws.
Yeah, Bengals game was ridiculous. That really was like the Bengals don't deserve to be in the playoffs if you can't you just needed a stop. There was 2 different times. You just needed a stop on 2 different drives. He just couldn't get it. And Joe Burrow went down and scored both times. And you still couldn't just not give up scores to Bo Nix.
Yeah.
That's not happening with Buffalo. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not. Buffalo will probably end up winning 27-10.
I can see that. Just respectable spanking, basically. Like, it didn't get too crazy.
All right.
What was
27-10.
what was the last year they played the Steelers in the first round, right?
Who?
Buffalo. And Mason
Yeah, Mason
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
I feel like it's going to be like that. It was 31-17. So yeah, somewhere along the lines of like you said,
But that weather, remember it was a
27-10.
snowstorm. Remember it was snowing
True.
last year too during
But
those
they
playoffs.
had the
So
field cleared off, and they still scored a third. Well, no, it was still snowing, even though they cleared the field. It
no,
still was snowing.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. But I still see something like that, 31-17, where it's like you got it was 24 zip in the first half, and they were nice.
right.
Like it's one of those games. Like we was smacking y'all, and then we just took our foot off the gas and let you.
Yeah, because
17.
we knew it was no coming back.
Yeah, you're not finna. Bo Nix ain't finna
We
go
just
score
helped,
4 times on us. No.
we just helped y'all clear a few parlays out there.
Yep. Boy. So then we have what I feel like is probably the most fun matchup in the AFC in the first round. Maybe outside. If Chargers and Texans goes the good way, that'll be the best game. But then most likely the Pittsburgh Steelers in Baltimore against the Ravens is the 6-3. I think this has a chance to be a really good game. The spread doesn't say that, but I don't understand how the spread doesn't take into account that they won earlier this year, and they made Lamar look like fucking shit in the first game. It just happens they have Russell Wilson, and he looked like shit in the second game.
In the second game.
So I think this one, I think people will be surprised. Like, I want the Ravens to win. I also, if there's any team that can make the new, better passing version of Lamar look bad in the playoffs, it's this team. They're playing him for the third time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, yeah, this is the one team that they probably just didn't want to have to see again.
I mean, at this point, haven't y'all seen enough Lamar? Y'all play these dudes 2 times a year, every year. Like the
Well,
coaching staff,
to your point, Lamar is 2-8 against the Steelers. They only won one. The last time when they won this game a couple weeks ago was the first time Lamar had beaten the Steelers in like 4 years.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I think the spread is a little too generous because even though the Steelers don't look too well, it's still a division game. They split in the season.
Yep.
Regardless on what the odds makers say, they still split 1-1. Yep. People tend to forget when Lamar loses or the Ravens lose, but it did happen.
It did happen.
And
Lamar looked bad.
10 points in the playoffs with his playoff record. It's crazy to say, but the quarterback on the other team has a better playoff history.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson in the playoffs.
Hands down. Like, not
so
even
it's
close.
Just like it's like we tend to forget his playoff history and his whole debacle when people talk about Ravens Steelers.
We tend to forget. Russell Wilson doesn't have any stinkers.
You dropped the touchdown, my guy.
That's the other part. Like, he has no stinkers. If I remember correctly, Russell Wilson has always just been, hey, he's managing the game or he balled out in the playoffs. There's never been Russell Wilson lost us the game
on the goal line.
But that's one play in a game where he wasn't
too
bad.
It lost them the game.
True, for sure. But I'm just talking about he never had a stinker game where we like he's playing badly. That's my point.
Right.
I can't think of one. It's always he's just either there for the ride or he balling out. I'm trying to see if he's ever had any bad ones.
He had one.
This is bad, but they almost. They won this game. He had 4 picks and 200 yards and threw 48%, 14 for 29.
That's when he had the least in the bone.
But they won. Yeah, like he's never really had like a real poor game, I guess.
But he also been to 2 Super Bowls, and Lamar's been to 4 playoff games, and Russell Wilson's been to 12?
16?
Yeah, so
I guess his last one, this last Seahawks game was bad. 11 for 27, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and they lost by 10. That's probably the worst one on here.
That was his last year in Seattle too,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
outside of his second year, he was 9 for 18, 100 yards, no touchdown, no pick, but they won. So he was just handing the ball off, and that's what I mean. Like even one of those, that's probably the second worst game, but he threw the ball 18 times and they won. So it's like,
Well, yeah. When you got Marshawn Lynch, we know what to do.
yeah, and that's what I mean. So he's either been good, really good, or just been there. He's never had a
Serviceable.
stinker.
He's
Yeah,
just been serviceable. Just like this is what you do.
like
Maybe
Lamar
because
has.
it went too much. It's too much expectation on what Lamar needs and has to do rather than Russell.
Yeah.
Russell didn't do all that running and
Mm-mm.
stuff like that. He ran when necessary, but he was known for the moon ball, throwing the ball down the field.
Yep.
Lamar is just like we put more. It's more spotlight on him because if the Ravens don't do good, it's probably because he don't do good.
Yeah.
So
And he in the playoffs, he hasn't been good. That's
right,
the crazy
that means
part.
it's facts.
He has
Yeah.
one
Hey,
game that
listen,
wasn't
Lamar
terrible.
people. Listen, Lamar people.
It's facts.
We do this every year. Y'all try to troll us every year about it,
Yes.
and we write every year. And shame on y'all for trolling us last year about the MVP talk, and
Hey,
now y'all want to give it to him this year
we called
and
it.
talk about, well, look at his numbers last year.
We
He should
called
have
it.
won it last year.
It's the same. It's the same. He did the same
It's the
thing.
Russell Westbrook shit.
Yep.
We're not gonna do it. Like
We
if
can't
we
just
keep
give it to
giving it
you
to
every
him this
year.
year, we gotta give it to it. We gotta give it to it like that. We can't do it.
Every time you rush
And
for
we
1,000 yards, we got to
and
give it
then
to
we,
you.
and then we say last year who was gonna win it this year? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
We said it was his time.
Yep. And he did what he did the same thing. It's just this shit is silly, man. So who do you have in Pittsburgh versus Ravens?
Hmm. I got this thing going to OT. No, I'm just oh man, I want to say Steelers because I just want to hear people cry about how it's the Chiefs' fault somehow,
Mm-hmm.
or how it's fixed for the Chiefs to win, even though we had nothing to do with it. But I think the Ravens gonna win now.
I'm gonna surprise you here. I'm gonna take the Steelers to win by some weird, like you said, some weird. It's overtime and they win by a field goal type of shit where we just go. Lamar just had 375 passing yards, 100 rushing yards, and they just lost by a field goal. What just happened? I think we're gonna have. I think it'll be one of those where we just go.
If
What
he
did
did
we
all
just
that and they
see?
lost, what did happen?
Just picks. He throws 3 picks. He
He
has
thought,
a
what
2
is he
picks
throwing
and
the ball 45
But I'm just
times?
saying, it's something weird. Like he has 2 picks and a fumble, and they're just clawing back from a 14-point deficit the whole game, and somehow Pittsburgh just does just enough through Lamar's mistakes. It's something weird. It'll be some weird shit where we look up and go, how the fuck did the Ravens lose this game? Just like last year, like you had it, and what did you do? You chucked it into triple coverage from the opposite 30-yard line into the end zone. Why? On like second down. Why? I don't know. I can't answer. I don't know. It was just
And
he did
when
some weird shit.
those Zay Flowers is big, even though
No, he was throwing
they
it
don't
to
really throw
Isaiah
that much
Likely
anyway.
too. On top of that,
Yeah,
like he just chucked it 70 yards into triple coverage. Like that's something weird. Like you had the game in your hands and just some weird shit happened. It's gonna be something like that. So let's but no, let's go back to the Russell Westbrook thing. It's the Jokic thing also now. He's in that same category because he should win MVP this year for sure. He was I don't know if he still is, but at some point earlier a couple weeks ago he was leading the league in points, rebounds, and assists, and I'm pretty sure shooting percentage. So it's like okay,
yeah.
we have to give it to him again then, right? Because he's doing even better than when he won it 2 times in a row, like way better. But the team is worse. So then that's when I
But
asked
then
you the
they like,
question.
well, yeah, and the team works, but they like, look at Shea. Shea's over there averaging 30.
Yeah,
Like,
but so is Joker. He averaging 30, but he averaging 11 and 10 with the 30.
but Shea's racking up those wins against the Celtics and Cleveland
But
and
the
shit like
real
that.
question is, Cleveland beat OKC, but
I mean, yeah, but
The real question is,
they
what
beat the
does
Celtics though,
valuable?
didn't they?
Yes. What does valuable mean? Does your team have to be good? Does that negate all the is if I have a better
No.
team than you have, does that make me less valuable if I have better stats
Well,
too?
according to the cotton book experts, valuable just means not valuable because Scatterboo won the MVP of that game.
And he
Arizona
he
and
dominated that
yeah,
shit.
that's how it's value, and they did it right. Even though Golden went off, I know Golden's probably pissed because he had like 100+ yards and he did go crazy.
Yeah.
But if Scatterboo didn't do what he did, they get their ass
They
beat.
would have got blown out.
If they
He
had
did
any other running
everything though.
backs,
He
he
threw
did.
like
Yes, he threw the
he
touchdown,
threw a
ran the touchdown,
touchdown
caught a
to
touchdown.
save and
Yeah,
his reception, that long ass reception and the passing touchdown literally brought them back
yeah,
into that fucking game. So I get that. That's a one game
right. So,
sample
but
size though.
that's what that is. Just like I I realize with and I say this every time we talk about the MVP, but I really wholeheartedly feel it. I stopped giving up on the value of the MVP for the NFL once Jamal Charles didn't win it. When he was 70% of our offense and
Yeah.
led the league in all that scrimmage yards and broke the didn't he break the record for scrimmage yards that year or
Or
something like that?
if he didn't, it was
Or it was
close.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave up there because the Chiefs was like 2-14 that year, but that's what an MVP really is. It's just like do 70% of his offense. Come on now.
But then the people that vote and talk about this stuff would argue to you that your team has to be a winning team, has to be a contender, honestly. If we being honest, like in the NFL, you have to be a quarterback on a contender, or you have to
Okay,
shatter
right.
every idea of statistics that we've ever seen.
Okay, so I get that. Either shatter statistics or be on a contender.
Yep.
But also, could you put in this argument as an MVP candidate like Burrow? Would the Bengals even be one game away from the playoffs if Burrow didn't play how he played this year with that defense?
You
Any
should,
other quarterback in that, other than Mahomes, any other quarterback with that defense doesn't go as far as Mahomes is an outlier because he did. He made it to the AFC Championship, so we're
you're
not
talking about
putting him in this
with the
boat.
Bengals defense.
Bengals defense.
Okay.
If Burrow didn't play how he played this year, any other quarterback in the league is not one game from the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Like you're
saying.
saying, if you put
Value, like
Josh Allen in there, they win probably two or three more games. Yeah, they will go 11-6 or something. Yeah.
no, I'm saying Josh Allen wouldn't do better than
Oh, I don't know.
Burrow in that
I
situation.
would.
I'm saying Burrow in this value when we say MVP
Yeah.
value to a team, Burrow's right now is up there with Josh Allen and Lamar based on
I don't think
situation
so.
and value.
I don't think so. You got T. Higgins and
I don't
Jamar
think
Chase.
other quarterbacks.
Also,
Yeah,
hold
but I
on.
don't think
Can I point out?
even with those weapons, I don't think other quarterbacks would do as good as
I think
he
they
has
come
the
close.
connection with them. No, I think what makes it better is because he played in college with Jamar Chase, so
True,
their connection was already there.
but you
They
don't
didn't have to
think
gain anything.
Josh Allen's never had anything even remotely close to that sizable, like all you know what I mean? Those two
Yeah, but
guys, like
Josh Allen is also not a quarterback. His value is different because he's not a quarterback that needs somebody like that.
but if he
Burrow's not
had
a
them,
runner.
I think he would have carried that team to more wins than the Bengals.
I don't know, but we seen him with Stephon Diggs, and he was
But who name another
it
receiver
was
from
still
that
Josh
played on
Allen.
those Bills teams? It's easy to take one receiver out of the game. It's hard to take two
You
Pro
said what?
Bowl. It's easy to take one receiver out of a game. It's hard to take two Pro Bowl, All Pro level receivers out of a game. So somebody's always going to be open to a
Right? No,
certain
I get
extent.
that, but they don't. It ain't like they got a dynamic run game that you got to worry about your running back.
That's true. So we just going to throw the bitch 50 times.
And
And that's why you got the stats like that, because we just going
he
to throw
is
this
pretty good
motherfucker
out the
50,
backfield
45
though, because
times.
Chase Brown do
Chase
be
Brown was
catching
all
the ball
right.
like 6 times.
Yeah.
He out
No,
the back. He's
in
a
the
better
fucking
receiver than he is.
in the Broncos game, didn't he have like 9 receptions out of the backfield or something?
Yeah, he averaged like 4 or 5 for the year, some shit like that.
That shit's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. MVP is just it's just annoying because it just changes year to year, and it's all based around people who do sports talk or write in the newspaper or whatever the fuck they do, and they just choose a narrative. They all huddle around these narratives, and then we can't ever nail down what do we want valuable to mean, and let's kind of stick with that. Let's pick a handful of criteria, and let's stick for that for a few years and see if it tends to pan out. Instead of we can't give it to we gave it to Lamar for the stats, but then Lamar has better stats the next year, so now we can't do it for the stats because we don't want to give it to him again. So now we're gonna go, what does valuable really mean? Josh Allen's actually more valuable, but then next year it'll be Pat Mahomes will have similar stats to somebody, and then they'll go stats instead of what value is, and that's the annoying part.
Best quarterback on the best team, and you got an advantage if you open up the season with your name on the top 5 of the MVP list, because your name probably don't fall off of it until week 8, and then like Mahomes had a horrible first 6 weeks, and his name stayed on it. When his name should have popped on it, his last 7 weeks when he started actually doing good, and they stopped talking about him.
Yeah.
So there is, you get a head start when you Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes. It's basically y'all MVP to lose.
Yeah.
Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar, Pat is they MVP to lose, and maybe Saquon, CMC, and Derrick Henry shows up on there.
Sneak in there.
Other than that, yeah. But other than that, that's what it is. Best quarterback, best team. And then after that, we might throw in some dark horses throughout the year, like a Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, things like that.
So Josh Allen's going to win the MVP basically because we can't give it to Lamar again.
Right. And then Joe Burrow is disqualified because he didn't make the playoffs. And Pat Mahomes is just disqualified until he throws 5,000 yards again.
That's so stupid. But
no, they're gonna give it to Pat. They're gonna give it to Pat. Not next year. Well, how about this? If we win the Super Bowl this year, he gonna win it next year because they're gonna try to reward him for winning 3 in a row.
Yeah, you just can't be.
So then they're gonna they're just gonna give him an MVP, and then Joe Burrow's gonna win it within 2 years. And it's one of those types of things.
So annoying. MVP is just ruined in the
It's
NFL.
like Shay's gonna win the NBA this year, and then
no, they might. What about Tatum? Tatum still.
No, he got a gold medal. He already got his MVP. So they gonna give it to you.
That man didn't even play in the Olympics.
They said, you want a gold medal. You
good, bro. You want a championship, gold medal. What else you want? MVP. Nah.
No, because
we don't believe that shit.
It head-to-head matchup.
Yeah.
And then
he won. That shit. Yeah. But let's go to something a little more. Something that'll make you. I guess the first question I'll just shoot to you is, on a scale of 8 to 10, how nervous are you about Texas playing Ohio State?
I said even started at 1 because it's impossible you're at a 1.
There's no way you're at a 1. It's at a I'll give you like 6. 6 is probably more realistic.
Did you see my status last week before Arizona State and Texas played when I said, if your team that played in the New England Clam Chowder Bowl don't comment,
I don't even
don't
think
worry
we made
about
a bowl.
Like,
to be honest with you, we didn't even.
This is big dog table that we at, huh?
I don't even think we got nothing like that.
No,
the Skechers bottom of the shoe bowl. We ain't playing nothing like that.
So I mean, it's big ball bowl, man. You don't get nervous when you've been there before.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Quinn Ewers make you nervous a little bit.
No, but I always said. I said it today. I'm gonna say it again. He's on a short leash in this game.
Short leash. I wouldn't even. I'm
sure.
There's no way. If
we go down early 14-0, they put an RT in.
It's too late.
If we go down early 14.
With Ohio State's defense, if they play like they did against Oregon, against Texas, and Quinn Ewers has a bad game, it's over. 14-0 means the game is over.
He has a lot riding on this. I'm talking NIL money, draft stock, everything, and all of the above.
I think draft stock is probably gone at this point.
Well, that's why he's coming back next year. But this can help next year's draft stock.
BYU or something.
He's probably going to go to either USC with Lincoln Riley, North Carolina with Bill Belichick, or Oregon.
North Carolina wouldn't be bad. Just go in there and just be Mac Jones or something.
Just be Drake May at Duke, right?
Oh,
Drake May he went
he
to
went.
North
He
Carolina. Who
went to
went to
North
Duke?
Carolina.
Daniel Jones
Yeah.
went to Duke. That just be Daniel Jones at Duke or some shit.
But just I'm nervous for you because I think Quinn Ewers is gonna be
But what you know
scared
what
for
I
his
don't
life.
you know what I don't like?
What?
People texting me
Uh-huh.
about Texas and people mentioning me on Facebook about Texas and how we suck or how we losing to some of the best teams in the nation when
Yeah.
y'all can't even fucking beat UNLV, some of these fucking schools who y'all
There's
favorite teams
nothing.
are.
You're right.
Like, what are we doing here?
There's
We lost to
absolutely
Georgia
nothing
twice
wrong.
and people like Texas horrible. We lost to Georgia twice.
Yeah.
How do we suck? We lost to just the best
No, no,
team in
no,
the
no.
nation twice.
You don't
Like,
suck. I
what are
don't
we
think
doing
you
here?
suck. I think the chances of winning the championship with Quinn Ewers as the quarterback is not great.
Well, guess what? Now the odds went up to 25%.
True.
And what's everybody else's odds? Zero? Okay, so I like those odds.
I
If I
mean,
was a bet man, I would bet the 25% over the zero any day. Like, I just don't. Like,
hey,
what are
look,
we doing here?
you
Like,
can't trick
we
me,
got,
all right? You
and
can't trick me
but what's crazy is
with just
all
being
these
loud about
LSU
being a
fans.
winner team. Wait, hold on. You cannot trick me out of knowing. I know there's no way you're not looking at what is Will Sawyer, Jack Sawyer, this fucking Jolly Green Giant looking motherfucking whatever Hawaiian fucking dude on the other end on that defensive end, and then the safety, I can't even remember his name, but that safety who I don't look like somehow he broke up every single pass Dylan Gabriel tried to throw. You can't tell me you don't look
Yeah.
at that and then look over at Quinn Ewers and go, fuck, oh fuck, fuck. Because if you,
Yeah, but let's put it like this: we got different speed than Oregon. Receivers is
I mean,
uh
if Sark says, "Hey, we're going to throw 3 screens to the wide receiver in a row in the first drive of the game," I think you guys have a real problem.
coaching
Also.
will be like he was that. Now, one thing I can't say, his coaching. What are the damn? This tight end is going stupid.
Boy,
But what is he? They got him at quarterback or something. But his play calling and play decision was very questionable in that game. I'm
very.
like, what are we doing? It's 2nd and 6, 5:30 left. We up and you passing the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a lot of
I
that.
don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Like,
It's like, how many
hand me on
times are we going to
edge.
throw a screen on first down?
Yeah,
Like, come on, guys.
yeah. I don't.
Let's do something else.
We get it. We like screens, but
I personally think
no,
they
it's gonna be a tough game. Jeremiah Smith is different. That man.
that
I can't even say man
I
because
didn't
he's
even
still
mention the offense.
17. They say he's 18, 17, 18. I can't say that man. I mean, he's technically a man, but
Now
young man. How about that?
you got Will Howard on a heater on top of having Jeremiah Smith out there who just looks like fucking
And
T.O.
Becco, Boku, whatever.
Yep. Like, bro. And on top of that, you got both running backs, Henderson and Judkins. Like, I'm worried for you guys. All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. The other game is
That's fine.
is
Well,
in progress right now.
well, everybody else can be worried. 'Cause I wish y'all had this much worry when y'all team was 3-5 going
Oh,
into hoping y'all can win 6 games for a ball game.
we were much worse than that.
Hey.
To start this KU was much worse than, and I blame it all on my quarterback the same way I'm blaming the trepidations on Texas on your quarterback the same way. We had the same feelings just on different levels. Yours is a higher level, mine is much lower because we started off the season so trash. We got hot, and then still didn't even make a bowl game.
Yeah, all we did was win the
fuck.
SEC our first year in it.
That's nice. That's nice. And
Sounds
you have
like-
and I
No,
have
we
to do
didn't win.
this
We lost.
because you have Arch Manning for the next couple of years, so that's not fair. So I have to pick on you while you have Quentin Ewers standing in there. I have to. That's not fair. Look, what's the last thing we have on our
have
list?
fun.
So okay, who you got? I'm assuming you got Texas winning the whole thing. We don't even got to ask you who you got winning
Yeah,
the whole
that's
championship.
I don't understand. Like, come on, dude. How many times do I gotta hook 'em horns to let everybody know what it is?
I think Ohio
Like,
State that's
it just
scary.
feels so great to be that team
I'm sure.
and be like Alabama, Georgia, huh? Nah,
Sure.
big dogs. We in here.
But now you
We're hooking 'em.
gotta stand across The old school big dog. The Big Ten has been good since the 60s and the 50s. Ohio State back on top, buying teams just like the SEC teams. Just buying players.
We the big dogs of the thing now. We
All
run
right.
the league.
I'm taking Ohio State.
We got the
personally.
man in.
I don't think anybody, either of these teams, Notre Dame or Penn State, is going to beat either of Texas or Ohio State.
No.
So it doesn't even matter.
No. Look, it don't really.
It don't matter.
This is the championship.
This
game tomorrow.
Y'all game is the championship. Texas, Ohio State is the real championship. That's the honest.
Neither of these teams' quarterback even want to throw over 100 yards. Like
no. Joe,
I bet for one of them to go over 150. I don't even think that's gonna happen.
Nah, this shit's sad.
Right.
But Drew Aller, I thought Drew Aller in the last game looked a little like Josh Allen-ish, but this game, no, that shit's gone. Like, I'm watching this one because I didn't watch enough Penn State.
Blowing my mind. Like I didn't miss nothing. I'm thinking I was gonna look up and it's gonna be we didn't miss anything. Like
nope. I didn't even see nothing the whole first quarter, and it didn't matter because it's the same shit going on.
Right, I could tell you everything that happened. This number 44 getting the ball.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's crazy though. Hand the ball to the tight end or fullback, wherever the fuck he is. It's sick.
That's why he a first round draft pick. No, he's tight end.
Okay, that's crazy. The last thing I wanted to touch on. I haven't talked about it all year. I haven't said nothing all year. All right. I just wanted to point out how ridiculous this last month of Victor Wembanyama has been. Uh-oh. How about damn? They didn't even want to hear me. Google, can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you now.
Okay. Yeah. See, Google me is hating on me and hating on Victor Wembanyama. They don't want to hear me say how ridiculous this last month's stretch for him has been and how much of a fucking alien he really looks like. It is weird. The shit he's doing looks fucking weird, and it doesn't make sense that somebody this tall can move like that. But why can he move that way, though? That's my problem. You're not supposed to be able to move like that and be 7'5".
I don't care, because if you 7'5", please average a double-double.
I mean,
like, well, you should be getting every fucking rebound at 7'5".
You want me to average a double-double? I mean, he does average a double-double. Yeah, hold on, I'm about to say. Yeah, he averaging 20. He averaging 25 and 11 with 4 assists and 3 blocks.
11. I expect more than 11. I'm sorry. We got 6'10" centers averaging 15.
No, the problem is he don't get no offensive rebounds because he's just hanging out at the 3-point line. So that's why.
Why is somebody 7'4" hanging at 3-point line?
No, think about this. He averaging 10.8 rebounds. He's averaging basically 11 rebounds. He's averaging 9 defensive rebounds. So he's just not getting any offensive rebounds whatsoever because he's shooting threes. And guess what, though? The problem with that is he's hitting 3 threes a game. He has more threes in his first 100 games than Steph Curry.
This man hit a 1 foot.
He's been doing that a lot, where he does a running like fade into the rim. Yeah. That's like his little signature move right now.
When you 7'4", all you got to do is
just pull the ball up. Damn. Well, I think that's going to be the end of the show. My camera's messed up. Daniel dropped out. Oh, hold on. Nope. We'll bring him back in. I don't know what's going on. This whole thing is turning into a mess. My camera turned off. You dropped out. I think that's a sign. I think it's a sign.
Wemby, hell no, we can't talk about that right now.
Yeah, I started talking about Wembanyama and everything started getting weird. So I think we're gonna just wrap up here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And we'll see you till next time, even though you can't see me right now.
Go, girl. Peace.